Hi, and welcome to another segment of the Film and Philosophy Den. Today we're going to continue discussing Charlie Kaufman and Michel Gondry's film Human Nature. I want to specifically address a question, and then we'll move on to a couple different philosophers like Michel Foucault and Sigmund Freud. So first, though, I want to pose the question, is postmodernism obsolete? Now, suppose you're at a party. You're hanging out, chatting with a few people, and one of the individuals hands you a joint and a box of matches. You hand him the box of matches back, reach into your pocket, pull out a lighter, spark the joint, take a puff, and then pass it to the next person. So this is one metaphor for what I think about postmodernism at this point. Postmodernism had its time. So, it might still work. There are just better philosophical values, I think, that would better serve us. Now, I don't really want to get that deep into Michel Foucault. He's not even one of the philosophers for whom I have much respect. I have a little respect for him, and I actually just use him because I'll be clear about my agenda. I don't think that his ideas lead to a better society. So with that said, I think they're useful because there are other ideas that I would use to counter them. So one thing that's noteworthy when it comes to Foucault is his, what he calls docile bodies in a lot of his writing, which really just means human beings are part of a fragmented society, and we basically exist in this framework of oppressors and the oppressed, or victimizers and victims. So now, from let's say 60 to 70 years ago through the present day, we've shifted our view, our conception of what a human being is, from a more holistic, hybrid creature, one that is actually able to integrate itself into its environment, towards a different view of a human being that is much more fragmented. And it allows for people to feel justified in not taking accountability or responsibility for some of their actions. This is a theme we've discussed previously. So before we get into Freud, I just want to note, even though Foucault is, like I said, I don't really even like his writings. He's controversial, even though he's obviously a huge influence through the 20th century until today. It's for a good reason, and for me in particular, I think it actually leads us towards wanting to integrate more existential values into our lives, like those of Jean-Paul Sartre or Albert Camus or Friedrich Nietzsche. So we'll move on to Freud, but I just want that to sink in a little bit, because again, we're ultimately discussing what helps us live better lives, what helps us with navigating healthy relationships, that sort of thing. So part 2 to be continued next. Thanks for watching.